don't know. I kind of it was just tough to not to laugh when you first hear this story, because it just your first thought when you're hearing it is this can't be real. Maybe this is some joke, some hoax, but it's a real story. And the story is that PayPal, according to a report by the Next Web, PayPal is looking to get a how do we put it? To get a foothold in the galactic, what they call it, commerce. According to this report by the Next Web, they said PayPal launches a galactic program to get a payment system ready for the commercialization of space. That's right, the commercialization of space. I mean, so you might think, well, that just doesn't sound, that sounds crazy, but PayPal is looking beyond the planet, at least our planet, for payments and things like that. Now, after the payment provider announced a new initiative to explore the future of intergalactic payments, and yes, this is a serious endeavor that they're investing money in. The company hasn't failed its galactic program, which it says will be expanding our vision off Earth into space to help those outside of the planet pay for their necessities, ranging from bills to everyday items like digital content, food, things like that. And they say, we know that now grounded spaceman Commander Chris Hadfield was a keen follower of the tech and internet while in orbit, after appearing on Reddit and recording the first music video from space. And that is undoubtedly the same for other astronauts, but this is a more serious side to the announcement. PayPal is partnering with a series of leading scientific organizations and figures, including SETI Institute, or the SETI Institute, the Space Tourism Society, and the famous astronaut we all know, Buzz Aldrin. Yes, to dig into key issues that surround the future of extraplanetary travel. With Virgin, SpaceX, and others aiming to commercialize space travel, because remember, Virgin is selling seats on the first intergalactic space travel, and they've sold some already. With these companies already selling seats on intergalactic flights and planes and so forth, PayPal is saying that they have to be the first to commercialize or monetize, or come up with a monetary payment plan for intergalactic travel. Now, the company is initially looking to address these following topics. What will our standard currency look like in a truly cash-free interplanetary society? How will the banking system have to be adopted? How will they adapt? How will risk and fraud management systems how will they need to evolve? What regulations will we have to conform with, or conform to, or bring into place? And how will our customers' support needs be developed? Now, the answer, or at least early discussion points and more information, will come during a live-streamed announcement that PayPal and its space friends are making, made yesterday, 9 p.m. Pacific time. The full coverage will be available at, if you want to see it, or replay it at paypal-galactic.com. So if you want to see that space announcement and that whole panel situation of what they plan on doing, you can go to paypal-galactic.com. The page should have an update of what they did. Now, Devin, when I first saw this story, now PayPal is launching a galactic program, to not only initialize but get a payment plan ready for intergalactic travel. In other words, they expect that we're going to have people coming to and from off-world, from other planets and so forth, coming here, and they want to be the first to come up with a payment plan that encompasses space travel. I mean, do you think this is a worthwhile endeavor? Because this is a real story. Check it out, real story. PayPal is partnering with real people, and their goal is to come up with a plan, even a currency, even if they need to, for intergalactic, payments. So people from Mars can buy from Earth, we can buy from Mars, and so forth. What do you think about this initiative? He's looking stunned right now, folks.
Yeah, I'm trying to think when.
And it's PayPal.
Yeah, I mean, I like PayPal a lot. We use PayPal a lot, but I'm just wondering where they're flying to, because it is really flying off the handle is really coming in handy here as a term to be used. This is flying. I heard it and I was like, what? Space travel payment system.
Yeah.
Wow.
They are pioneers. So anyone that comes from other planets that needs to purchase here on Earth,
they are the first.
They're the first they're on it. Intergalactic space payment system. So I mean, it's one of those things where even if you're an astronaut and you're in space, having internet.
Oops. I forgot to make my payment on that thing.
Yeah.
Let me pull out my payment card, my PayPal system,
right,
and make the payment. Oh.
Or if you come from some other galaxy, where your currency is different than ours, you're going to be able to immediately, it's going to be immediately available for you to have that currency. What do you call it? When you change one currency into another, there's a word for it. I can't remember the word. Where you change one currency into another, like, yen into dollars or whatever, conversion, currency conversion, PayPal will be on it. They will have everything ready to convert that intergalactic dineros into Earth spendable cash. Now, my thought when I saw this story is just, even if you're in space, and they're saying that, there are astronauts in space, at least 15 at any given moment. Astronauts are always buzzing around up there and doing different tasks and stuff like that. But even if astronauts are up there and they remember they need to pay something or whatnot, wouldn't it just be the same as, you have a credit card here, that if I buy something from Canada or I buy something from France right now, right, with my credit card, doesn't the exchange, that's really it, doesn't the exchange, when I put my credit card in and buy something from France, don't they automatically, the card just automatically charges me whatever the equivalent French money or African money or Australian money, it charges me the equivalent in dollars. So sort of, yeah. So I'm saying if I buy something that's from Australia and I use my credit card, there's some kind of exchange program in place that can, so if it's 25 Australian dollars, whatever the exchange rate is, it figures that out and does it. So to say that you have a program in place for currency that you don't even know anything about, how can you put a program in place for something like that when you have no idea what any other kind of currency would be like? You have nothing to base it on. You can't create conversions for something you don't know exists. So it's like me converting inches into, some other form of measurement that people in Alpha Centauri use, and I don't even know the measurement. How can I create a conversion? So I don't know. To me, this just seems off the wall. It seems like a waste of money to me. A waste of time to me for this thing. But this is what PayPal is doing. So just keeping you up to date on what's going on in that tech world, and that's what PayPal is doing right now. So for those of you that are PayPal enthusiasts, this. This story is just one of those that you hear, and right away you have to say, you know what, this can't be real, can it? But oh yes, it is. Now, speaking of stories that are real here on Earth, and we're going to, we're going to start this story and then pick it up after the break. But speaking of stories here on Earth, Apple has now revealed their payment plan structure for their iRadio. And remember, Pandora was their biggest, going to be their biggest rival when it comes to radio and streaming music over the web and stuff like that. Apple's iRadio, they got signed deals from the big three, Time Warner, Sony, and Universal. They got signed contracts from the big three in the music business. And now, according to a report that's been online, as Pandora defends itself from the public charges that they dealt with recently with Pink Floyd, that's trying to skimp on royalty payments, according to Pink Floyd. Pandora is trying to skimp on royalty payments. Apple has made it known that it will pay out higher royalties than Pandora. And Pandora obviously is the biggest competitor to Apple's as yet to be unreleased iRadio or iTunes Radio or iRadio, whatever they're going to call it, their service. Now, Apple offered the terms that would, in iTunes Radio's first year, pay each label 13 cents per 13 cents per play. So every time someone plays the song or any song from any artist that's signed onto iRadio, Apple would pay them 13 cents per play, with 15% of advertising revenue proportionate to the label's share of the music played via iTunes. By the second year, those terms increased to 14 cents per listen, plus 19% of the associated revenue. Pandora right now is paying 12 cents per listen under the government set rates for that sort of thing. Now we're up against a break right now, but coming up after the break, I mean, is this going to influence you to jump over to Apple's iRadio service? Are you gonna be loyal to Pandora? I mean, what's your take? Is this something that you're going to follow, or do you even care? I mean, do you think more artists are going to shift to Apple because of this? Or is Pandora going to have to up its game? All of these questions and more we're going to talk about coming up after the break right here on Tech Pulse. So just stay tuned to that channel, to that, I know you say, man, I'm going to run and do some stuff. Well, you got to be quick, because after the break, we're coming right back.